Ladies and gentlemen, to those among you who are easily frightened, we suggest you turn away now. To those of you who think they can take it, we say, welcome to the madhouse.
Right, welcome to the madhouse. My name's Jimmy, and this handsome devil is Joey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm alright, how are you doing?
I'm alright, thank you very much. Looking forward to today's rundown on Hereditary.
Yes, yep, should be a good one, hopefully.
It is. It's a film requested by Gaz Simmons. So thank you, Gaz. This is a good film.
Definitely, yeah, good
Released
choice.
on the 8th of June, 2018.
Yeah, one of the trailers was accidentally shown in the beginning of a PG-rated family film, Peter Rabbit, in Inaloo, Western Australia. Caused a small panic in the theatre with parents fleeing the cinema with their kids.
I bet that was fun.
Yeah.
You go out for a watch Peter Rabbit with your kids. It's a nice little surprise.
Yeah, I think if they did it on purpose, then that's a good thing. Disgruntled employee,
Yeah,
just
I bet
put it
that
on.
was,
Last
yeah.
day of work, we'll put that on.
Yeah.
Crikey, mate.
Did it happen in Australia?
Yes.
Yeah, good. That accent makes more sense now.
Right. Yeah.
Are you ready to start off on the plot slot, or are you? I've got something for you actually. First,
Oh, okay.
it's not a huge present, but it's a little. I made us some business cards.
They are very, very posh. The Horror Movie Podcast with Jimi and Joey, available on Apple Podcasts and all best podcast apps. Yeah, they are swish.
They are nice. I'll put a picture on Facebook because this is not good audio entertainment.
No, it's more to be looked at.
Yeah, I'm going to put them on, and they're going out with competition prizes when we do a competition.
I like
which
them.
I'll talk about later.
Yeah, they're nice. I'll be dishing them out all over the shop.
I thought we could put them on the merch table at gigs.
God, that's even better. That's a good shout as well.
And they're free. I love free stuff at the merch table.
Oh yeah, we'll chuck that in, all Headstone Horror stuff.
Yes. Anyway, are you ready for the plot slot rundown? 10 minutes.
Yes, I think so.
Take it away then, Jimmy.
Right, do you want to set the timer?
Yeah. you remembered the thing I do wrong every single week. Yeah, I'll set the timer for 10 minutes.
Right, I think we're going to overrun, but never mind.
Yeah. This film is a bit longer than the previous films we've done in 10 minutes. Is it just one? I think it's just one. Anyway,
Yeah.
It. Let's go.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Yep, sorry. Steve Graham, played by Gabriel Byrne, wakes his teenage son Peter and 13-year-old daughter Charlie for their 78-year-old grandmother Elaine Tapper Lee's funeral. Steve can't find Charlie. She's asleep in a treehouse.
Yeah. Normal.
Standard.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Pneumonia.
Yeah.
Steve's wife, Annie, an artist who sculpts miniature dioramas, delivers the eulogy at her mother's service. It's not a heartfelt eulogy at all.
Definitely not.
And Charlie makes a noise.
Yeah, she also mentions that there's a lot of strangers in the audience.
Yeah.
Is it an audience at a funeral?
Crowd.
Crowd. Yeah, that'll do. Which will become clear later. So, Annie talks to Charlie about Elaine at bedtime that night. Charlie claims that her grandmother always wished Charlie was a boy. To Annie's confusion, Charlie also wonders aloud who will care for her now that Elaine is dead.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say.
Definitely.
Annie later sees a haunting vision of her mother after looking through a memory book in Annie's workshop.
Yeah, rifling through her mum's old stuff. That's a terrifying bit.
It's a great shot.
Yeah. So we cut to a bird dies by flying into one of Charlie's classroom windows at school. Charlie goes outside, cuts off the bird's head. Mental. Whilst eating a chocolate bar.
Yeah, with no nuts in.
No nuts in.
We have clarified early on.
Yeah.
There's no nuts in that, so she's allergic to nuts.
Yeah, it was a Dove chocolate bar as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it a pigeon?
Yeah, but it's a bird, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they don't make pigeon chocolate bars, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
A strange woman across the street waves at Charlie at this point.
Yeah, crackers. Don't know who she is yet.
Annie, after seeing a vision of her mother in her workspace at home, starts researching apparitions. And Steve receives a weird phone call from the cemetery saying that Ellen's grave was desecrated.
Yeah.
We don't know how it's been desecrated at that point.
No, we don't. He doesn't want to tell the wife. He doesn't want to bother her with it. So he keeps that one stum.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Annie tells Steve she's going to a movie, but actually attends a grief counselling support group. When she arrives at the meeting, it's dark outside. I don't know why that's important. Annie openly discloses her mother's mental health issues, including the dissociative identity disorder and dementia. I think I've said dissociative identity disorder. DID.
Dissociative.
Dissociative.
Right.
Yes, DID. We'll call it DID for now.
Charlie sees a strange light in her bedroom. Gallery owner Sylvia Archer contacts Annie about progress on her new works, which is making miniatures.
Yeah.
Miniature models of things, mostly weird stuff that's happened in her life as well on the side as a bit of fun.
Yeah, like there's that one she's breastfeeding Charlie and her mum's got her other bap out, isn't she? Like she wants
Yeah,
to...
she said in her meeting earlier on that something about her mother wanting to breastfeed Charlie.
Yes, she did, yeah.
Crackers. That's just too much. Steve, what are you doing? Like, crazy mother-in-law
Yeah, she's
inviting her to live with you?
nutter.
F*** off.
Peter asks his mother if he can go to a party where he hopes to see Bridget, who he wants a bit of. Annie asked Peter if he invited his sister to go with him. No, of course he didn't.
Who does?
He's trying to get off, isn't he?
I was going to invite my little sister to this party.
Yeah, but he's claimed it's related to school, so, you know, the mum tries to get Charlie to go as well.
I want to say at this point, she's a shit mother. She's horrible.
Yeah. Terrible.
She's not good to her kids at all. Even before shit hits the fan. Charlie experiences a vision of her grandmother surrounded by fire, and Charlie makes her when she is shaken out of her trance.
Yeah, she's outside, isn't she? Yeah, and he's like, oh, what did she say? Charlie tells Annie that she wants Ellen. That's a stab in the mum's back.
Yeah, I don't want you, I want Grandma.
Right, so Annie...
So she forces her to go to a party with her brother.
Yeah.
To try and... I think it's an attempt to make her a bit normal. Snap her
Yeah,
out
because she's a bit closed off. She's a bit shut off, isn't she?
and odd.
Bless her. Flustered at having to monitor his sister, Peter blows off Charlie so he can smoke marijuana with Bridget and their friends. When he walks into that room, they're watching a black and white video of someone being beheaded, which foreshadows the...
Are they?
Yes, which
I didn't
foreshadows
notice that.
the multiple beheadings that will later incur. Charlie goes and eats a bit of chocolate cake, and annoyingly, it's got bloody nuts in it. She's allergic.
Nut chocolate cake.
Yeah, Christ. She looks like she's enjoying it at the time.
She does until she starts having an anaphylactic reaction. Got that word down. Peter carries his sister to his car after she goes up to the room to find him. He's smoking a lot of dope, neither here nor there. But that's what happened. And he rushes her towards the hospital along a dark country road. Charlie's struggling and writhing in the back, trying to breathe. She opens up a window, sticks her head out the window in an effort to breathe.
Crikey, there's an animal in the road.
Peter swerves.
Boom. Charlie's decapitated.
Head on a lamppost.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that.
Lamppost is not what they call it in the US, I think.
What I've got down is a utility pole. That's what they call it. I think.
Okay.
Correct me
Yeah, in
if
fact,
I'm
it
wrong.
probably wasn't even a lamppost. It didn't have a lamp on it. Like a telephone wire posty thing. Anyway, we've covered enough names for that now. After sitting and staring in entranced shock for a long time, Peter drives home in a shocked state.
Yeah, he's in shock, isn't he?
We follow him all the way back. We follow him into the house. We follow him laying down in his bed. And we look at his face as the darkness turns into the morning time. When it gets light, Annie goes outside and is horrified to find her daughter's headless body in the car.
Yeah, we just hear the scream, don't we? That's like, I've done some terrible things on a hangover and woken up the next day. And for a second, I'm like, oh, that was a really good night. And then, boom, shit.
Yeah.
I remember what happened. This one is terrible.
It's a tough one.
I've never left my sister's headless corpse in a car. So, Pete, you're a wrong un.
Well, yeah. Or was he just raising the bar?
Yeah, yes. Annie drives to a grief support group meeting, but decides to turn around while still in the parking lot. It's dark when she arrives. I don't know why they keep saying that's dark when she arrives. Anyway, however, before Annie can leave, fellow group member Joan spots Annie and stops her to have a chat. After hearing about Charlie's death, Joan confides in Anne about the loss of her own child and grandson.
Which I don't believe ever existed.
No, I don't think so either.
Spoilers. When Annie returns home, Steve makes a pass at her.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Your mum dies.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks later, your daughter dies.
I feel sorry for Steve.
Steve is a wet blanket of a man.
I don't think he is. I think he's just having a bit of a hard time with the missus.
There
Those
was a
annoying
bit
kids.
where Peter comes in and he's like, "Hey, Peter, did you do your studying for your SATs?" And he's like, "I'll do it later." He's like, "Yeah, well, you know what? You better because it's coming up."
And he's always telling them to take their shoes off as well. Shoes off. Shoes off.
That's just a dad thing.
Oh, right, okay.
I think. Anyway, Annie surprisingly is not up for a bit of nookie, so she sleeps in the attic. Peter hears Charlie's clucking noise while he's asleep. Thinks it's a vision of his dead sister, and her head falls off and rolls into the middle of the room.
Another great bit.
And it turns out to be his own hoodie in the corner. Or is it an apparition because the Satan Lord Payman is famous for his apparitions?
Yeah.
We'll get into that more later, obviously.
Annie visits Joan at her apartment. Annie tells Joan about a sleepwalking incident where she doused Peter and Charlie and herself from head to toe in paint thinner before waking up to find herself preparing to light a match.
Shit, mother.
Oh, yeah. From her body language, Annie implies that the matches were in the left hand and a can of paint thinner in the right. Annie explains that her relationship with her children were never the same after. Of course. Fucking crackers.
Is that matches in the left hand relevant because the Satan's supposed to be left-handed?
Possibly, yeah. But there is also something...
I don't know.
Something about the way Jesus is...
No way! Shit.
Yeah, we're getting there.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
Right, let's go. Where are we? Steve finds Annie constructing a disturbing diorama of the scene where Charlie died. Steve, Annie and Peter have an awkward dinner where Annie displays some more amazing mothering skills while yelling at Peter.
Yeah, she goes mental.
Yeah. And then Annie runs into Joan at an art supply store. Joan is the lady she met in the dark.
Yes.
At the support meeting group when she decided to turn around.
Joan excitedly explains to Annie that she attended an open seance that changed her skepticisms about psychics. Joan tells Annie that a medium was able to conjure her dead grandson Lewis and taught Joan how to conduct a seance as well. Good, I'm glad that's explained, that the medium taught her, because the bit coming up, I don't know how Joan did it. Anyway, Joan has a chalkboard in the trunk of her car.
What a psycho. Joan invites Annie over to witness a seance firsthand. Joan seemingly makes contact with Louis, her dead son. He uses a glass and a chalkboard to communicate. Joan assures Annie that she can conduct a similar conjuring herself at home with her husband and son.
Yeah, and also Joan explains that the chalkboard was her grandson's favourite toy.
Yeah.
And that's why we said the chalkboard was already in the back of her car.
Yeah.
Saying that Joan's a bit of a bullshitter.
Yes. Okay, so Annie wakes that night to find a swarm of ants leading to Peter's dead body, which prompts a conversation with Peter, and he's asking why Annie seems to be scared of him all the time. Annie involuntarily confesses she never wanted to have Peter.
God.
She tried to have a miscarriage. He was a mistake, never meant to be here. And then she suddenly wakes to discover she was experiencing a vision, or within a vision.
Annie recites Joan's incantation with Charlie's sketchbook while Steve and Peter sleep. Claiming she summoned Charlie, Annie excitedly wakes her husband and son for another seance. Charlie seemingly possesses Annie. Steve snaps Annie out of her trance by dousing her with water. Peter cries from confused fright.
So during school, Peter seems to see the same light that Charlie had seen in her bedroom, and he looks at his reflection, and it's smiling at him, even though he's got a face like a slapped arse.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
On his face. Steve has a go at Annie,
of course,
for Peter becoming convinced that a vengeful spirit is threatening him. Annie trashes her studio in a fit of anger when she gets a voicemail from the gallery where she's going to be showing some of her miniatures.
Yeah, she's
asking for an update and to provide new pieces.
Yeah, she's getting pressure for her small things.
And she couldn't give a shit.
Nah. Charlie's spirit supernaturally draws in her old sketchbook. Peter sees vision of his dead sister in the corner, and haven't we already covered that bit?
Yeah, I got it wrong earlier.
All right, okay. The head falls off. Boom.
At this point, not earlier.
Right.
He just heard the clock earlier.
Yeah. Before being choked in his bed, Peter accuses his mother of sleepwalking and attacking him again. Annie advises Peter not to tell Steve what happened. Annie goes on to explain that something supernatural is happening in the house, and she's the only one who can stop it. Of course, the window above Peter's bed has a mark that looks similar to the one in Charlie's classroom when struck by the bird.
Oh. They weren't just trying to strangle him, these people under the bed. They were trying to pull his head off, I think.
They were trying to pull his head off, yeah. But he thinks strangling, doesn't he? He says somebody's trying to choke me.
Realising that the spirit she summoned is a bitch, Annie throws Charlie's sketchbook into a fire, and her arm sets on fire in vengeful retaliation from the other side.
So she goes back to the old biddy Joan for help. Annie does not go inside Joan's residence. Joan's place is decked... Oh, sorry. Joan's place is decked out in witchcraft paraphernalia, including a photo of Peter inside a ceremonial triangle and a symbol Annie recognises from family photos.
Ooh.
It's all coming together.
Yep, Annie learns that the symbol is associated with the demon Payman, one of the kings of hell. Annie also finds a photo of Joan with Ellen, revealing that Joan and Annie's mother were in the same coven, devoted to gaining riches by conjuring Payman to a male body.
Yes.
Revealing why Ellen wanted Charlie to be a male.
And then, Annie goes back. She finds her mum's headless corpse in the attic.
Yep, that's the desecration of the grave we were talking about earlier. She'd been removed.
Pete's back at school. Joan's across the street shouting at him, "I expel you." Peter hears Charlie's cluck. Peter becomes possessed and suddenly bashes his head into his desk like a nutter.
Yeah, that was brilliant, that is.
That was good.
Annie stands in pouring rain below a tree house with Ellen's scrapbook, and we see that Peter's room behind her in the real house does not exist.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Steve brings Peter home. Annie approaches the car and is dry with no sign of the downpour. Annie tells Steve that Ellen's corpse is in the attic, but is now decapitated. Annie also shows Steve the photographs where Joan and Ellen are wearing the seal of Paimon. Annie explains that their family became cursed, and when she tried contacting Charlie. Annie also explains the connection to Charlie's sketchbook, adding that Steve needs to destroy it in order to save Peter. Peter sleeps in his room. It's not awakened by the conversation.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah,
He's
he
just
doesn't know
having a
what's
kip.
going on. He's probably high and having one of them nice sleeps.
So Steve, being the reasonable, level-headed, grounded person in this film, doesn't believe a thing that Annie is talking about. It all sounds like bullshit. He does accuse Annie of digging up Ellen's grave because she's quite clearly losing it. And when he's just refusing to throw the sketchbook in the fire, Annie throws it back into the fire, presuming she will kill herself, but it will rid her family of this haunting. Instead, Steve spontaneously combusts.
Got rid of him. Anyway, with
Yes.
his possessed mother...
That's Steve Dunn.
Steve Dunn. With his possessed mother hovering in the corner above his bed, Peter gets up to search the house. When Peter leaves his room, the ladder to the attic is withdrawn. Peter finds his father's charred corpse. That's another shitter. Possessed, Annie chases Peter to the attic. The ladder to the attic is now down. Annie jumps up, furiously pounds her head on the attic door after
Awesome.
Peter climbs the ladder and retracts it into the upper ceiling. Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, freaky as fuck. In the attic, Peter finds flies, candles, and a photo of his face with the eyes punched out. Ellen's body is not there anymore. Annie is suddenly chilling out, floating in the rafters with a nice little bit of cheese wire, sawing her own head off.
Peter jumps out a window. Oh no, hold on. He's confronted.
See some naked dudes first.
Yeah, he sees. I don't know why it has to be naked, but he sees the naked.
I like that he saw his mother cutting his own head off and he's just standing there, but no, a bit of wang. Fuck that, I'm out of here.
Yeah, turns around. Well, there's a couple of willies there and jumping out the window. He's off out the window.
Yeah.
Peter's head hits the ground.
Face plants right in there.
Boom. Which we all think's killed him. Probably has. Peter the light comes down.
Yeah, it does.
Again, that we've seen a couple of times already, and reanimates Peter's body. Peter then follows his mother's headless corpse as it floats into the treehouse.
And in the treehouse, there is a strange gathering of devil worshippers in various states of nakedness.
Undress, yeah.
So Peter goes inside there. They're all there. Charlie's decapitated head is on top of a statue. It looks a lot like the statue she would randomly make throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
His mother and grandmother's headless bodies lie bowing on the floor towards his decapitated sister's head, and Joan's voice calls Peter Charlie as a woman puts a crown on him. And they welcome Peter as Payman, while the coven hails the demon's arrival.
Story ends with a shot of a model tree house filled with the dolls that look like Peter, the Coven, and the headless Annie and Ellen.
End of film. So it's a weird one, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
You dig it?
I dig it.
Good.
How far did we run over on that?
I didn't check, man. I'm going to guess randomly just a number 7 minutes.
Well, there you go.
Can't win them all.
No, you can't.
In fact, we've only won one. But,
yeah.
Right. Frights and Delights, boy.
Yeah.
Frights and Delights.
Right, so I tried to find any real deaths related to Payman. I couldn't find any. I'm sure there's some out there, but I did find an unsolved occult type murder in Detroit.
Cool,
So,
take it away.
Police arrived at 3587 St. Auburn Street in Detroit, Michigan, July 3rd, 1929. They found Benji Evangelista seated behind his desk, his hands neatly folded in his lap as though in prayer, and they found his head on the floor right next to his feet. Upstairs, they found Miss Evangelista and their children, all dead, with their heads off. Not very nice. So,
Shit.
yeah, a little bit. Benny apparently was a Sicilian immigrant who was a founder of his own religion known as the Union Federation of America. The church, or cult, was founded 20 years prior to his murder. When Benny first arrived in Philadelphia, he wrote a 200-page Bible entitled The Oldest History of the World, discovered by occult science. Police made several arrests in the family's murder and questioned several suspects, but all turned out to be dead ends. The case quickly went cold, but as the police and citizens of Detroit would soon discover, the murder of the Evangelista family was only the beginning of what would be a string of bizarre cult killings that would plague Detroit from 1929 to 1932. You look them up, because I ain't got anything about them. Anyway, only several years ago, the Evangelista's home on St. Auburn Street was demolished. All that remains now is the grown-over empty lot that no one has built on since. There are those that say the site is haunted, and the others who have claimed to have seen a headless man walking the lot. Others have reported hearing disembodied screams. The Evangelista murders remain unsolved to this day.
What does a disembodied scream sound like compared to a normal person's scream?
I do not know.
Well, hopefully I'll never find out.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Oh, well, I could go into it. I fluffed it a bit, but That's fine. You get the gist.
Yep.
That's what I'm here for, just the gist.
Headless body's bad.
Yes. A cult. Alright, let's talk about the film, Frights and Delights.
Okay.
Go on, do you want to kick it off? Or do you want me to kick it off?
Yeah, you go first. I seem to go first all the time on Frights.
Okay, it's filled with delights for me, I gotta say. My favourite, the unexpected decapitation of poor Charlie at the start, but when they're driving to the party, you get the little shot of the utility pole with the symbol of payment on it.
Yeah, huh?
And then comes back around, that's the pole that took a canister right off.
Yep. And that was a shock. I genuinely thought she was in the film for the long haul.
I did
At
as
that
well.
point.
Yeah, apparently, in the advertising campaign, they never mention anything about Charlie was going to die. It's completely a secret.
Well, good.
Totally, yeah. It was very unexpected.
Well done.
Yeah, definitely. It was deliberate mislead, which is similar to the horror classic Psycho, where Janet Leigh was made to look like the star of the film, only to be murdered 1/3 of the way through.
Also, Scream.
Okay, yeah.
You've got Drew Barrymore
Yeah.
murdered in literally the first 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But yeah, it's a good tactic to use.
Great, I think.
And
yeah.
it worked well, yeah. Shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I've got a little fact that Alex Wolff, who plays Peter, and Millie Shapiro, who plays Charlie, were asked to go out together in character a few times. And they would sit for hours in silence. Millie wouldn't speak to Alex, and Alex would try and get her to talk to him.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Some nice acting exercises going on before the film even starts to make sure everyone's all where they're meant to be.
Yeah, he went a bit method on it. He wanted to break his own nose when he bashed his head against the table.
Yeah.
I think he did. I think he went for it. They put a bit of foam on the table.
Yeah, he did go for it. It was they put on the table. It was soft up to a point, but not at the bottom, and he didn't realise that. So he did really go for it because he was ready to break his own nose anyway. So when he realised there was a load of foam on there, or it wasn't, not foam, it was just softer. He went for it, not realising that the bottom part was harder, and he dislocated his own jaw.
He wanted to jump out the window as well. Nutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't. Yeah. Insurance ain't gonna let that happen, man. Alright, what else have you got for me?
I love it when Toni Collette, Annie, when she's soaring off her own head. I think that's great because I think you hear it before you see it.
Yes.
And you don't quite know what she's doing with her hands.
Yes.
And you hear this sort of crunching kind of noise, and then it's like, then she gets quicker, and it's like, fucking hell, hold on a minute.
It's like a sticky skin rippy sound, isn't it? And it's like, it's odd, and there's blood out, and she is, even while she's killing herself, she's looking at Peter like she fucking hates that boy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I never wanted you.
I don't know, what is she doing it with? Because I thought she was doing it with a necklace, because she's got that necklace that had the payment symbol on it.
Yeah, that's makes more, it looked to me like cheese wire.
It might have been, I don't know.
Keep cheese wire in the attic, just in case you want to cut your head off. Probably not many people. So.
Yeah.
Or cut cheese is the usual use for cheese wire, I suppose. Right, I've got a good one.
Okay.
Gabriel Byrne.
Good old
Irish.
Gabriel Byrne.
Is that right? Yeah. And Alex Wolff had worked together on a TV series before, and Alex and Millie knew each other from school.
Oh.
Acting school. I think it was like secondary school. But still, they knew each other. That made Toni Collette the only person who didn't really have any kind of background with them all at all, which was good for filming. It made her like an outsider, which she was meant to be in the film.
Oh, okay.
Everyone was,
Yeah, very clever.
no one really connected with her in the film. So, apparently that helped establish relationships on screen.
Yeah, fair play. Oh, I tell you what bit I like. Right at the start, when Charlie is looking at her grandmother in the coffin.
Yeah.
There's that. Did you notice the creepy weird dude sort of just in shot, and he was like really weirdly smiling at her?
No.
Right. That's yeah. And I noticed him, and I thought that's a bit weird. And then towards the end of the film, when Annie's on the ceiling chasing Peter, and then the cult members appear in the living room.
Yeah.
He's the one in the doorway.
Okay.
He's Todger out.
What?
Doing a weird smile, yeah.
I
From
didn't-
there, so when she says that they're all like, when she's giving a eulogy to the crowd,
Yes.
she says there's a lot of strangers here because she doesn't know, and they were all part of the cult
Yeah.
thing, and then they appeared with their willies out. I like that. Not the willies.
No, you said it now. And I get to edit this podcast, so this bit's not staying.
That's true. It's fucking out there now, isn't it?
Anyway, I got another fright. I don't have any delight. No, I don't have any frights. I just had delights, I think. This one was that the house was built completely on a soundstage from the interior. This is from scratch. A soundstage in Utah. They needed to be able to remove walls and ceilings so they could shoot the rooms to the same as the miniatures that she was making.
Oh.
A good example is the very first shot where it zooms into a miniature.
Yes.
And then it's in the room, and it's really well done. And then suddenly there's a knock on the door, and Steve walks in to talk to Peter. That is, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. I'm in awe of how good it is.
Yeah.
So the production designers had to work with a miniaturist to make sure the house and the miniature house were exactly the same.
Wow, there's a lot of thought has gone into this film, I think.
Yeah, Ari Aster has been planning this for a long time, so he's been planning other films.
Yeah, I just watched his trailer for Midsommar.
Yeah, that's really good.
It does look really good, doesn't it?
He's got 10. He's finished 10 screenplays.
Has he?
This is the first one he's ever directed.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
So, number 2 is Midsommar.
Yeah, my mate was telling me about this because it's a big thing in Sweden, isn't it? That's where the new one, that's where Midsommar is set.
Okay.
And apparently, because he has a mate that lives in Sweden, apparently, that was me banging a cupboard. Sorry about that. Apparently, they dress as frog. Oh well, the translation from Swedish, I don't know it, but the translation from Swedish for what they do is they dress like frogs and dance around a penis.
Okay.
So there you go.
I mean, I've danced around a frog dressed as a penis.
We all fucking
but
know.
That's just weird.
Yeah, I got another little delight. Let's get away from the willies. So, dissociative identity syndrome, which is the illness that Annie reckons her mum had in this. It's also the condition diagnosed of the lead character in the movie Split.
It is.
James McAvoy, which I think...
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, because this and that has the same producer.
Oh, okay. That's an amazing film.
I think that's a great film.
Split is a great film.
Well, I think that's a nice, good little connection.
Yeah, and I'm going to say now, if we ever do Split, McAvoy's already won Master of the Macabre.
Of course he has. Yeah, that was a great film.
Couldn't believe how good he was in that. Right. I have got a little bit about Payman.
Okay.
Which is a fright. Just that he is one of the kings of hell. The cult symbol is his symbol.
Yeah.
All the loops face to the west, which is where people are meant to pray when they pray to him.
Didn't know that.
Obviously, he's a real demon. He answers only to Satan.
Oh.
Described as being a male with a feminine face who can fly, create apparitions, which happens in the film, and people flying as well up to the treehouse at the end. He can resurrect the dead, which has just happened to Peter at the end with Charlie.
Yeah.
And has untold wisdom. He prefers to be summoned into a male host of his choosing, which is why they had to wait for Peter to be born and get old enough.
Yeah, they tried it, didn't they, with Annie's brother.
Yeah.
That's what they reckon.
And he killed himself.
He killed himself because he was going a bit crackers.
He said... Annie said at the support group that her brother kept claiming his mother was trying to put people into him.
Yes.
That could have gone wrong.
Depends. Yeah, true.
Nice turnaround.
Thanks.
So, I think I'm done with frights and delights. I've had no frights, which I think is the first this time.
I've only got one tiny little one.
Okay.
I don't think it's too much. It's just when Gabriel Byrne gets set on fire.
Yeah.
You can see that he's wearing
A thong.
not a thong. Well, he might be. I don't know.
Sorry, Karen.
If you listen to this, Gabriel Byrne, pop us an email. If you wear a thong while you're acting.
Don't send us an email. Send us a picture
Yes.
on an email.
Very great. No, you can see his fire retardant glove thing that he's wearing on his hand, just for a split second.
Alright, okay.
But that's only a tiny little
Odd thing
thing. That's
happens.
just me being
Yeah,
picky, just because I happen to notice it.
I'm just laughing because this episode so far has been really homoerotic. How many times have we mentioned knob?
Yeah, well, it's hot, isn't it? It's hot. It's
It's
a hot day.
and there's knob in the film, so it's on the brain.
Yep.
Right, that's Frights and Delights. Are we done with Frights and Delights? Are we
Yes,
going to
please.
mosey on over
It's mosey on over.
to the
Cowboys.
master
Yeah.
of the mosey? The master of the macabre. See you there in a second.
Master of the Macabre.
Right, Jimmy, we're on to Master of the Macabre. Who's your first choice?
Okay,
Or, in fact, just reel off your choices.
Okay. I've got 2 choices, I think, for this. I'm going with Millie Shapiro.
Uh-huh.
Her first film. I don't know what else she was in. This is her first film. I think she was in some TV shows or something.
Yeah.
I didn't look it up. I think she plays very good in the short part of the film that she's in. I think she does a very good job. Very dark, shut off.
Yep, I agree.
And the fact that she's never actually Charlie in the entire bit she is. She's Payman from the
Yeah, that's a good thing
get-go.
about watching this film twice.
Yeah. Well, I only watched it once, which is stupid of me.
Well,
Not prepared. But hey-oh.
we'll talk about that later, Millie Shapiro, watching this the first time, well, watching it all times, she brings an essence of weird to her character that takes work. With facial expressions, and she's projecting this awkward presence the whole time. She doesn't look like she's comfortable in her skin.
No, she looks fucking miserable most of the time.
It's just brilliant acting from someone who is pretty young. I checked. She's 15 now, I think. So
Okay.
maybe 14, 15. She looks younger in the film.
Yeah, she's playing. She's supposed to be 13 in the film, I think.
Okay. But she's definitely someone to keep an eye on in the future, because I predict she's going to do a hell of a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
Not just horror, but...
I think she's good for a horror because she's a bit weird looking. No offense.
Yeah, but I checked out her online.
She still looks a bit weird, doesn't she?
Just like a normal person. She doesn't look like how we expect Hollywood people to look, but...
No.
Yeah, maybe she looks a bit weird. But she does put on facial expressions for this film. Watch it a second time while knowing that she is not Charlie, has never been Charlie, is Payman in a girl's body.
Yeah.
It's like she's just not come out yet and hasn't figured out who she is.
Yeah, she's quite talented because she's as well makes all them little sort of dolls and stuff, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, sorry, I also thought you were going for the...
No, because I'm not going to do that because I can't do it.
You did it really well before we recorded and you know it. Yeah, right, you can't do it.
I can't do it.
Anyway, I had her on my list for Master of the Macabre as well, so... but you've got 2. Who's your
Yes,
second?
also Toni Collette.
Yep, my other choice as well.
I think she did, considering she didn't really want to do any heavy, dark films, she just wanted to do comedy. I think she did a cracking job in this.
She doesn't even like horror.
No,
She's not a horror fan. Alex Wolff is a big horror fan, apparently.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
That's why he wanted to go all out. And any other film, he'd be Master of the Macabre, but these 2 were exceptional.
Definitely. Her favourite scene, apparently, was her being drenched in water. She said it was very satisfying.
Alright. Well, fair enough.
Take that how you want it,
Yeah.
I suppose. But yeah, I think she did a cracking job as a terrible mother and a sort of,
Psychotic person losing their mind.
yeah, she's
She
not.
turns into her character's mother
yeah,
over the course of the film.
yeah, she's not had a good run, but yeah,
She plays an erratic, self-centered character that's batshit crazy. Well, the type of person that makes a diorama of her own daughter's death.
oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
she does it very well. Her wailing, I want to talk about when Charlie dies and you see her in the morning after. It's like haunting. The best grief acting I've seen.
Yeah, I would like to think that they did it quite method and that they actually had her daughter headless in the car.
Oh, they killed her daughter and then
Let's
just
get the
filmed
best
it.
out of these actors.
Do you know what?
They're gonna
It's
kill your
so
daughter.
good that I can't imagine that it's much different when something that horrible happens.
No, absolutely not.
It was desperate wailing. If you ever hear anyone describe, my mum works in a hospital, so I've heard. And I mean, she's not done an example for me, but she says it just goes straight through you when someone gets news like that. And yeah, that was horrible. And I hope that's the closest I ever come to hearing.
Yeah.
It's petrifying. But it must have been exhausting for her to play someone that full on all the time, so unhinged. She looks so stressed. Her character.
Yeah.
And everyone went method for this film, I think.
Except Gabriel Byrne, because he didn't really have a lot to do.
Well, he could have just lived a normal life for 50 odd years in order to do this part.
No disrespect, Gabriel.
He's good in this.
Cracking actor.
Yo, you're gonna do that because it's coming up.
What was that? That's
what he's saying to Peter. Have you been studying for SATs? Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I thought you were doing that.
Yeah, well, you're gonna do that because it's coming up. He told him. I do want to mention, obviously, a genuinely fantastic performance overall. And the moments we've already said, but another one is when she's possessed by Charlie. Yeah, freaky body language. Her body language jumps straight into being more childish and confused.
Oh, yes.
And looking around. And I'm guessing they did the voiceover for Charlie. I'm guessing she's not doing a brilliant impression.
Wow, it's cracking money if she did it.
You know, I wouldn't put it past them for this film. They really went in.
Yeah, they did.
So there are two choices. We got to pick one.
I'm saying Toni Collette.
I'm saying Toni Collette.
Right, there you go. Toni.
If Millie Shapiro's character had lasted the whole film.
Hey?
If Millie's character had lasted the whole film.
Yeah, but then maybe it wouldn't have been as good if she did.
Well, it would have been a different film.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, there you go. Toni. Expect a package in the post.
Of a medal.
A medal.
Not more penis.
Shaped like a willy.
No. Are they shaped like willies? You said you hadn't ordered them.
They were the only ones I could get.
I'm not going to send her a medal. She will constantly, throughout the rest of her life, have apparitions appear to her of this medal floating in the air.
Okay,
that's how she'll know.
Yeah,
we're doing
golden penis.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah, on that shiny note.
Where are we going now, Jimmy? What's next along the haunting road in the madhouse?
It's the madhouse rating system.
Did I do that right?
Yep.
Thanks.
The Madhouse Rating System.
Okay, so here we go. This is where we're going to rate this film. We're going to start with the first one, which is tension and suspense.
Well, I reckon the whole first half hour of the film is a whole lot of tension building up.
Whole lot of tension building up there.
A whole lot of tension there, Jimmy. There's a whole lot of dark family drama. It spends a decent amount of time building these characters' relationships after the loss of their matriarch of the family. And it really takes its time pulling tight all that tension between everyone.
Yeah.
As tight as it can, right up until the point where that tension's let into their lives. When Charlie's head falls off, I think there's the point where the shit hits the fan.
Fuck.
Or the head hits the lamppost. Utility...
Head
what is
hits
it?
the utility pole. Yeah. I still can't get over that. Wasn't expecting it. Made my hands sweat.
It was... yeah, it was good.
And my feet. Whoa!
Just those two bits.
Not expecting that. Yeah. And the backs of the knees as well. I like that. Film makes me do that.
Alright. I couldn't name the places that made me sweat. I can't remember. I'll take notice next time I watch a film.
Definitely do, yeah.
Okay, I also have, if I may,
go for it.
From the point of Charlie's allergic reaction starting. So even from when, before the first lot of tension I talked about kind of ends, the second lot kind of starts ramping up. So her reaction, beginning from eating that cake, right through to her death, and then right through to Annie screaming when she finds the body, is some of the best filmmaking I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
She eats cake, has a reaction, there's a rush to the hospital with all the gasping and the writhing and trying to get some air. There's that little bit where she loses her head on a lamppost. It's quite a nice bit of building up of shit.
Yeah.
And then it drops right down after that wave of tension, the rushing in the car, head knocked off, dead still, silence. Peter's stunned, deadly silence in his car. Great acting from Alex Wolff, by the way. That's amazing. Then we follow that silence and his distraught face right through the drive home, arriving home, laying down in bed. The nighttime transitions to morning. We're still looking at his face, just empty of everything, in shock. And then Annie finds the body, and then that's all I got to say about that.
Why didn't he pick up her head?
Stock.
Is he
Shock. Complete refusal to believe that what's just happened. He just drives home and goes to bed.
Well, he's high as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So is that's probably got something to play with it.
You know when you're stoned and you're kind of doing something and then you suddenly think, am I doing this weird or is this how I usually do this? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
absolutely.
Yeah. He's basically going, is this how I usually drive after I've decapitated my sister? Do I usually pick up the head or leave?
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. No, you put it like that.
You probably went through the Mackey's drive-thru on the way home.
Yeah, probably. Am I ordering this burger weird?
Yeah.
Do I normally put my arm out the window?
Is it weird that I ordered 10 lots of fries?
What do you want, Charlie? Oh, nothing.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember, yeah.
I'll have your happy meal.
Completely forgot what I was doing. So, what have you got? I've been talking a lot.
No, that's fine. I agree with you. I'm not very good at the whole this part of it, the tension and suspense part. I think you're quite good at that.
Well, I got one more.
Okay, cool.
What time we got? Fuck. I haven't got one more. Moving on.
Right. Gore. Is it gore? Gore.
Visual effects.
Gore and visual effects.
Well, it's mostly practical effects at the requested director, Ari Aster.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to do... He wanted to do the effects, didn't he? He didn't want to be CGI'd.
Yeah.
He wanted to... If he could make an effect, let's do it.
Yeah, even the little effects in this film, practical effects were good. Charlie's head deciding to have a little interaction with a lamppost. It's
Utility pole.
Yeah, sorry. It's an easy effect to do by these days standards, but it was well done. And what was great was her rotting head.
Yeah, that was great. Covered in
bang
ants.
on, being eaten.
Yeah. Oh, she said that was one of her favourite parts of the film. She was
Or
tethered.
her own head.
Nah, she was tethered to the car with her head out, hanging out, and she said it was like being on a roller coaster. She said that was the best part.
Alright, okay.
I like how they did the chalkboard
Yeah.
in Joan's house. They had to put a magnet in the chalk, and then a magnet under the table to try and get it to move. They did that pretty good.
Yeah, quite difficult to get down.
They made the candles light on their own, things like that.
Ants eating Peter's head
Yeah.
in the ant's dream. Peter breaking his own nose.
Yeah. Tony Collette wore a prosthetic neck, and it was piano wire she was using to cut
The neck.
the neck. It was very good.
And I got one more thing, because we are short of time. So, but tracking a shot of her body being lowered into the grave.
Oh, yeah.
And then the camera descends into the adjacent grave.
Oh.
Descending to hell.
Very good. Everything in the room had to be fireproofed when they set Gabriel Byrne on fire.
Oh, yeah, I bet it did.
Obviously, that's
Don't
that's
even
a
consider
given.
it that you're watching it, but yeah. If you're setting fire to stuff.
Yeah, and yeah, there you go. Gore and visual effects. A lot of
Did
willies.
we give it a star for tension suspense?
No, we didn't. Let's give it a star.
Give it a star.
And a star for gore and visual effects.
Yep, so that's 2 out of 2.
What's next? The performance.
It is.
Cracking.
Brilliant performance all the way round. All the way round. All
Yeah.
round. And all the way through. You can really tell everyone went all in for it. The extra efforts they went through, spending extra time working together on exercises like Alex and Millie going out in character.
Yeah, that's
It
great.
all makes a difference.
Yeah.
Alex Wolff, his performance showing real pain and anxiety as a teenager, dealing with everything that keeps happening to him, his loss and lack of understanding, his fear and rage at his mum. It's just done so well. Spot on.
Yeah, great performance. Well done.
Well done, Alex Wolff. You don't get a medal though. Maybe in next film.
Maybe next.
He's going to do more horror. He's a huge horror fan.
Yeah, he's got to. I'm sure he's going to be in some more of this guy's films.
Ari Aster.
That's the one.
I hope I'm saying that right. You want some more?
Uh,
You want some?
Yeah, go on. What's up?
Yeah. Gabriel Byrne.
Gabriel Byrne.
Byrne as Steve. It's just a bit of a mention. He's the only normal character in the whole film. So he's our grounding character, really. The helpless observer of destruction around him. Kind of a wet blanket with no authority, but is meant to just be there, I think, for us to have someone relatable in this whole messed up family where everyone is just batshit.
Yeah.
He is us in the film. He's like our narrator that doesn't really narrate.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's good. I think he's a good actor.
And all I've got left to say about performance is the dinner scene. Don't you swear at me, you little shit!
That was moving.
Nice. Well, it was... Yeah, it broke the tension there. Rather than building it, it was like everything that's building up between them. Shit it out on the table and look at what we've got going on.
I'm sure I've been in one of them awkward family dinners as well.
Well, someone shits on the table.
Well, could have been. Where it's just me, my mum and dad in silence because I've done something wrong when I've been drunk.
Yeah. Jimmy, you killed your sister!
Shit.
She's alive now, though, isn't she? So, it's alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright, next. Oh, is it getting a point?
Yes,
Star.
of course it is. Getting a star.
3 out of 3.
3 out of 3. Boom. Oh, right. So it's the musical score, which...
And sound effects.
And sound effects, I do apologise. So, Colin Stratson, who did the score, found the inspiration through sounds of water and animals while walking around in pitch black night.
Yeah, even the composer for this film went method full in.
Yeah.
It's a dark, disturbing score. Some right off from the beginning, there's like noises. I'm going to attempt right now. Forgive me.
Okay.
Dun.
That's a great noise.
Reminded me of the War of the Worlds stuff. Straight
Oh, fuck
away.
yeah, I was just thinking that when you did it.
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah. Well, you know when the tripods come out and they're like,
Yes.
and it's
Oh,
scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Builds up well to complement the amazing performances from all the actors in moments designed to build through and give you chills. Not just a score throughout the film, but just
No.
music and film working together.
Yeah. And it gets those chills multiplying.
Yeah, but you're losing control.
I've lost control. There's
there's-
some sort of power.
That they're supplying.
Oh, it's almost electrifying.
I was just gonna say. Where did that come from?
I don't know. I do apologise.
Yes. He said the composer said the direction Ari Aster gave to him was to make the score feel evil. The movie contains around 85 minutes of music. That's not repeated stuff again. That's 85 straight minutes of music. I mean, there's breaks in it, but you're not hearing the same stuff all the time.
Yeah. Ari Aster, he listened to some of Colin Stetson's earlier music while he was writing the script
Yep.
to get inspired. And Colin also used his own vocals in his score.
Yeah, was that just in the score?
Yeah.
I know Colin... Ari was one of the people on the phone at some point from the gallery.
Yeah, the gallery man, yeah.
I'm getting mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colin Stetson worked 16 hours a day in order to complete this score for this film.
Oh, fair play, boy. Well done.
So, and it's a brilliant score, so I'm giving it a star.
Yeah. I'll give it a star as well, yeah.
That just takes us on to the last one.
So that's what we're on, 4?
4 out of 4.
4 out of 4.
This is the bit where you get confused, and I
Yes, it is.
tell you what we do.
Yes.
Do you remember what we do?
Yes.
So are you giving it a star, leaving a star, or making me punch you in the face by taking the star away?
What is it? Overall, yeah?
Yeah. Overall
I'm going to
experience.
give it a star.
Yeah, so that's 5 out of 5, and I'm going to give it a star.
What?
That-
You're giving it a star?
I'm giving it a star. That makes it our first ever 6 out of 5.
6 out of 5.
First member of the 6 out of 5 club is Hereditary. Well done to everyone in this film for doing something astounding.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Great film. Great watch.
I even went into this film thinking, it's overhyped. Everyone's talking about it.
That's what I thought.
No, it was good. Usually, that overhyping, it sets it up too high, so even if it is good, you don't like it. But no, this was good.
Right. Cheers, Gaz Simmons, for that one.
Yep. So yeah, there we go. Now we are moseying on over, again, to listener mail.
Listener Mail.
So listener mail this week's a little bit different because I got an email for a request for a film. We've just done Hereditary as a request, so I thought it'd make sense to do another one straight away. Then we're back on to me and you doing our back and forth with choices.
Yeah, fuck, sorry, I've just got cramp in my foot.
Alright, well, wait.
No, let's go.
So this week's listener mail had the request in it, which would ruin the IMDb description I'll do for you later. So you read the IMDb description out now, then I'll read the email.
Okay.
And we'll give the listeners a second to try and guess, just to keep the game going.
Okay, right. Here we go. A punk rock band is forced to fight for survival after witnessing a murder at a neo-Nazi skinhead bar.
Alright, let's give them 5 seconds to have a little think. And now I'm literally about to clarify whether you're wrong or right. This is an email from Reese. Hi Joey and Jimmy, really enjoying the podcast. I've got a recommendation for you both. As you are in a punk band, it seems quite fitting that you watch Green Room, as it's about a punk band who get into a bad situation. Keep up the good work. Love, Reese. He didn't put love, I put that in there, but you know, can't hurt. So Green Room, you seen it?
I've not seen it. It's been on my list for fucking ages. I know it's got Patrick Stewart in it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, I've just never been in the right mood for it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you haven't got a choice now, which is
good. So
quite, yeah, I like doing this podcast for many reasons. That's one of them. Is Hereditary was something I was meaning to get around to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be good.
So yeah, that's next week's episode will be Green Room.
Yeah, let's watch some skinheads get fucked up.
Yeah, or not. We don't know what happens.
We don't actually. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's see skinheads get fucked up. Let's see the neo-Nazis get fucked up. Sorry, skins.
Yeah. So we are done, but before we leave.
What?
Before we leave.
Before we leave.
I have an announcement.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not that big a deal. But we decided every 10 episodes we are going to do a George A. Romero film.
Yes.
I have checked, and I think you checked as well. But there are 20 works he was involved with.
Yep, okay.
So that will take us to episode 200.
Sweet.
Always nice to have a long-term plan.
Yep.
So every 10 episodes we're going to do a George A. Romero film. We're going to do them in order of publication.
Yes.
Or publishing, whatever you call it with a film.
When it come out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, in order when it came out. To celebrate reaching 10 episodes, which, I mean, you might not know us personally, but that is an achievement.
Absolutely.
We're going to do a competition. And to win this competition, because our first film is going to be Night of the Living Dead.
Sweet.
You can win Night of the Living Dead Blu-ray, DVD, not DVD, Blu-ray.
It's
a
a DVD.
It's a Blu-ray disc
Blu-ray.
that resembles a DVD. You can win a framed Night of the Living Dead poster.
Ooh.
And you can win a Night of the Living Dead mug.
Jesus. It's getting better.
And to win this competition, all you've got to do is email us at themadhousepodcast@outlook.com. Tell us what your favourite horror movie of all time is, and tell us why it's the best horror movie ever made. And the last little bit of the prize, the cherry on the cake, the cream on the strawberries,
the mustard on a hot dog,
the flake in a 99,
the onions on that burger,
the little cakes you get on a buffet. What is it again? Oh yeah, the movie you've chosen and told us why it's your favourite movie, we will do as an episode in the next few episodes.
God, ain't you lucky?
So, yeah, 3 prizes and an episode dedicated to your favourite movie.
Lovely stuff.
So that's the madhousepodcast@outlook.com. Get in touch with us ASAP and we will announce the winner on episode 10.
Ooh.
And I will send all these lovely bits of merch, whatever it is, out to you.
Goodies. It's a goodie bag.
Goodies. Or box. It'll be in a box.
Goodie box.
Oh, let's send a medal that's not a real medal.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It'd be shaped like a penis, though.
You'll get this invisible penis-shaped medal, and it follows you around everywhere. So, yeah.
The golden cock.
Enter for the golden cock. Should we end this now? It's been a long one.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for listening to the Madhouse Podcast. It's been another fun one for me. I'm sure Jimmy's enjoyed it as well. Do not forget to email us for your chance to win a golden cock and some other stuff that's irrelevant now, because that's the best thing you're ever going to win. The Madhouse Podcast at outlook.com. Let us know your favourite movie and why it's your favourite movie. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and all the other places. Bye! Yeah! I mean, I've danced around a frog dressed as a penis.